Welcome to Rose Call. My name is Thee, and we made it. We made it to the end. This is the last episode, and I am grateful for everyone watching, whoever is tuning in. I'm proud of myself. I've always had a speech impediment. I've always had stuttering issues with communication and speaking in general. So this was very healing for me, and I do appreciate the patience and the understanding, because I know I cannot always pronounce words, and it's not that I can't pronounce it, it's just for some reason, ever since I was little, what I see on the paper and what I'm saying in my head is not what comes out of my mouth. So I just appreciate the patience, and it feels really good to complete something that you started, no matter how small it is. And I'm gonna shut up now. I'm just proud of myself, okay? I still can't believe I did it. The skull. Love has already won. In chapter 9 of Mary's Gospel, here she go meowing, and I just tried to let her in and she wouldn't even come in. Okay, I'm busy, and I tried to get you in earlier. Chapter 9 of Mary's Gospel. The powers of the ego interrogate the soul, demanding, "Where are you coming from, human killer? And where are you going, space conqueror?" Mary 9:26. This passage is about the very real struggle for the soul to become free while in a human body. The ego, fearing for its own existence, confronts the soul, calling it human killer and space conqueror. Fighting words. The ego resorts to name calling because it knows that the soul has already won. Love has already won. The ego dies when the body ceases to function. It's an ultimate reveal of how powerless the ego was all along. And that inherent powerlessness of the ego is what makes it so loud and fiercely persistent while we're alive. The ego knows it's impermanent, bound to chronological time, The soul knows it continues to exist after the body ceases to function. The soul is not bound to time. It's eternal. And this inherent difference between the two essential aspects of what it means to be human can help us become increasingly aware of the presence of the soul, which is an unending love within us. Practicing kenosis, self-emptying love, will threaten the ego. The goal is to release any and all attachments that the ego generates. This egoic death is the aim, so that resurrection happens. Here in this timeline, why did I say timeline? Here in this lifetime, in this body, again and again. So that resurrection happens here in this lifetime, in this body, again and again. The painting by Georges Latour depicts Mary sitting at a desk with a skull. She's wearing a white top, a red skirt, and a simple robe belt at her waist that reveals she's pregnant. She's contemplating that flame that's radiating light. The skull, the new life in her body, the flames dance all speak to me of the way contemplating death can be liberating. The body will die, as certainly as the flame will eventually burn out. But when we can anchor into what is lasting from within, what will end, we know directly that love never dies. The physical presence of Christ is missing. He's absent. And yet she is full from within of the love that will always and has already won. Soul voice meditation. What does it feel like to know the presence of love within me? What does it feel like to know the presence of love within me? The wild rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness, untamed. Wow, this is the last card in the guidebook. If someone says that you're not normal, say thank you. If someone says that what you're doing isn't normal, say naturally. The wild rose knows that no one rose is the same as another. She doesn't try to bloom in a neat row according to its schedule. She doesn't open and close according to who walks by. She trusts her timing and she blooms with a wild abandon. She's resilient. She knows who she is. The wild rose, her true unique nature. The wild rose knows her true unique nature, and she wants you to remember yours too. She knows that what makes you wild makes you free. That it's what's kept us contained that's causing us harm. That our diverse, unique nature is what's needed now more than ever. This card comes with an initiation to do what makes you feel the most free. To trust in the very thing that makes you stand out. To realize that you are never meant to fit in. You were never meant to grow in a perfect, cultivated way. You were never meant to bloom in unison with someone else. You were never meant to be captive or controlled. Nature is full of diversity. It's imperative to its survival. And it is to yours too, to ours too. So be who you came here to be. Express what you came here to express. Sing the song that you came here to sing. Together, the wild ones will be the ones who sets us all free. Rose transmission. I free myself of what keeps me captive. I allow the unique wildness within me to be free. I free myself of what keeps me captive. I allow the unique wildness within me to be free. This goes so well with this. I believe it was just a full moon in Scorpio the other day, 2 days ago. Our Lady of Nourishment. So she pregnant on this card, and it looked like she's breastfeeding on this card, doesn't it? Do you hunger, my child, for love, for security, for knowing that all will be well? Do you hunger for food, for possessions, for relationships, for opportunities to be free in the world and make your mark? Do you hunger, my child, for feelings of tenderness, appreciation, acknowledgement? Let me fulfill that hunger now through the divine presence and the bounty that it brings. Let me fulfill that hunger, that you may know fullness, not only fed by the spiritual worlds, but nourished through delight in your precious life, in this physical world through which you are approaching your spiritual enlightenment. In the physical world, hunger can be painful. It can be the very real physical suffering of impoverished bodies. Hunger can also exist as a stubble, but just as real and at another level, just as painful. Spiritual poverty that threatens the continuing existence of the human soul. The human soul is the most precious. It is what allows for wild animal and sublime spirit to unite. For flesh to become sacred and for spirit to become tangible, that it may live in the world as love. It is so extraordinary that any explanations of it in words are limited at best. To put it mildly, the human soul is worth fighting for. It is the part of us that feels, that has compassion, creativity, and connection to the living reality of the body and the natural world. It just knows when something is genuinely true and therefore coming from love, or false and therefore not coming from love. It isn't interested in the wrong and right, in judgment and one belief system over another. The human soul wants to thrive. The only world it knows to be true is love. Without the human soul, this whole divine experiment of Earth School cannot come to its fruition of a radiant world of illuminated beings, contributing tremendous waves of love to our universe. We have so much power available to us as a species. You only have to feel the energy at a football match to understand that group power is considerable. However, if the soul is not present, that power is unable to be directed into constructive channels to improve our world. Imagine all the potent emotional intensity that is poured into a championship sports event being instead sent with intention that a political issue be resolved, for example, or an environmental issue is supported financially. One person has tremendous power to create difference in the world. Imagine how much power and energy could be generated for the greater good by a group of conscious people with great passion, working together with conscious intent could make human beings very potent spiritual change agents, and the world would be transformed quickly. And of course, then there is the human soul that you have, beloved. Apart from the power of contributing through a group, you have a very important role as an individual being. You, my beloved, understand something, that the spiritual truths that are still hidden from the masses. who are fearful and cannot understand as yet. You are one of the children of the Divine Mother, and of those who walks in the path of the living Christ, to assist in raising consciousness on this planet and bringing the spirit into the body so that a human soul can be born. This is on page 144. No matter what hungers you may have for status, wealth, pleasure, contentment, service, passion, freedom, or more, at the core of any hunger is the hunger for soul. It might be masquerading at times as a hunger for power, relationship, money, or chocolate. Yet underneath all of that, there lies the hunger for life. And the life is only directly experienced through the human soul. The mind alone cannot do it. There is no self-awareness there. It is in the mind and body together through the soul which creates the capacity to experience and be transformed and nourished through that experience. Without this, it is like being at the most amazing buffet, so very hungry that you are like eating but having you want to eat but you're not having a mouth to eat. Surely one definition of hell. Our Lady of Nourishment comes to you with this message: your hungers will be met. Allow her to show you what you are truly hungering for. Yes, there may be moments of desire for a car or a pair of shoes, but if you allow her, she will lead you far deeper into what you are truly hungering after, so that your hunger can actually be fed. After all, if you are hungry for light, darkness will never sate your hunger, no matter how much of it you try to consume. She asks that you turn to her with your desires and ask for her help. She will not judge you or condemn you. She will help you. Sometimes she may show that what you think you want is actually not what you need, want in truth. She will do so with mercy if you ask her to. The healing process for this oracle will help you. Finally, if you are not sure how this relates to you, then know this: within you, even if you are not conscious as yet, there is a great hunger, yearning that is soon to emerge. This is an expression of a spiritual call of your own soul to life, a desire to live somewhat fuller, more fearlessly, and with great understanding than before. It might manifest in a practical sense as a desire to travel or to communicate with people who are open-minded and willing to listen to you, and who want to speak about all sorts of topics. It might manifest as a desire to break out of the mold of your life and bust through stereotypes. Pray to Our Lady to help you feed your hunger in the most conscious, constructive, and healing way possible. She wants to help you now, and only she can truly feed the world. Healing process and affirmation. You are in a softly lit room with a baby being fed by his mother. Feel the peace and quiet in the room, the contentment. The mother softly colds the baby, perhaps singing a gentle lullaby. The child is in this simple bliss, fed, happy, comfortable. Be with the feeling of this. It may be lovely, or it may be comforting that this was not the reality for you. You may find it foreign and strange, or easy to imagine. Whatever you feel is fine. Just notice it. Say the following prayer. I call upon Mother Mary, Our Lady of Nourishment, who loves me unconditionally, who know my deepest hungers and desires. Please help me be truly nourished. Mother, I ask for your support, intervention, and assistance that my soul be fed, that it may thrive, bringing passion, light, and presence to this world, igniting the souls of others too. May your will be done. Place your hands on your heart and imagine the love of the Divine Mother gently flowing like mother's milk in through your hands and pouring into your heart. Stay there for as long as feels good, nourishing, or appropriate. You may like to close your eyes and relax for several moments like this. When you are ready, simply say this affirmation to close your healing process. Our Lady of Nourishment, true, feeds my soul with all that is real. I grow strong in my light and my presence, becoming a lover and a holy child of this world. I do hope this playlist was beneficial. One major takeaway for me was for me to trust myself more. Like a lot of times, a lot of things that I hear, I don't say. And then it comes out in the guidebook. So just trusting myself more. And also being more gentle with myself. And acknowledging and honoring both my soul and my human aspects. To not be so hard on myself. And to believe in myself, my intuition, following my intuition, following my spiritual prompts, surrendering. I don't gain anything from creating these playlists, but I take that back, because I do. I gain, it brings me some type of inner peace when I do these playlists. Like sometimes I do them and it's like it's a part of me, like it's a part of my everyday. Like I don't think about it, it just flows. Versus when it comes to my job, like for example, my work schedule is Friday through Monday. Before I got off of work Monday, I was already dreading coming back to work Friday, even though I have 3 consecutive days off. So just being in alignment, being in flow. And noticing what surrender does for me on an internal level. And one thing I always talk about is feeding my ego versus feeding my soul. And this feeds my soul for real. And so yeah, I just really hope this was beneficial for anybody else the way it was beneficial for me. I challenged myself. I followed my intuition. And I did it with no expectation besides I didn't have any. I just did it. Like I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, thank you and peace.